commandments and repent. But every time we try to tell y'all that, y'all want to be equal. Right? Give me the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6. Give me the book of Romans 13:11, man.
That's right.
Right? And I want to get the Romans first. Because, you know, like my brother always bring out, man, people got to understand what time it is. Right? It's not time to try to get the best house. It's not time to try to get the nicest looking cars. It's not time to try to get a harem of women. Right? It's not time to try to get the best 401k package, man. Right? It's time to come out of sleep and find out your nationality according to the Bible.
That's right.
Right? Because you don't know who you are. You call yourself a crayon color, man. Right? Like my brother always say, if you can find what nation that I can go and take 2 tickets to the nation of black is, I want to follow you, man.
That's right.
But if you can't, you need to hear this. Go ahead, bring it out, King. Right?
It's the book of Romans chapter 13 verse 11.
Go ahead.
And the time, knowing that now it is high time.
What time is it?
Now that it's high time.
No, 401k time.
Now that it's high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than we believe.
And see, y'all don't know that, right? Because America teaches you to have the American dream. Right? So you go on everything contrary to the scriptures. Right? He said high time to awake out of sleep. But yet, you want to be lullabied to sleep. You want to live the dream. Well, last time I remember, in order to do the American dream, you have to be asleep.
That's right.
So how can you be awakened, man? How can you have the high time of being awake if you sleep, man?
That's right.
Right? It's only one way to know that you're not 3/5 of a man. Right? Bring it on, King.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
What did he say?
For thou art a holy people.
No, I'm 3/4 of a nigga.
For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Go ahead.
The Lord thy God has chosen thee.
No, he chose the whole world.
Has chosen thee.
No, he chose the so-called white man because he's Jesus.
Has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
No, everybody's special.
To be a special people unto himself.
No, everybody gets the kingdom of heaven.
To be a special people unto himself. Above all people.
Is that in the Bible?
Above all people.
I thought we was equal.
Above all people.
Read.
Upon the face of the earth.
Right, because we don't know that, man. Hey, brother, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question real quick, brother? Let me ask you a question, brother. Do you know who you are according to the scriptures? Do you know who you are? Hey, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans would be the Israelites that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
Right? So now knowing that you are above all people that are upon the face of the earth, you have to come back to your law, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
Because if you don't, then you're going to go through this. Colossians chapter 2 and verse 3 to verse 4. Right? Go ahead, King.
Colossians 2 and 4. And this I say, lest any man shall beguile you with enticing words. For though I be absent in the flesh.
What he say?
For though I be absent in the flesh, yet I am with you in the spirit.
Right, so Yahushua said, hey, even though he's not in this earth, in the flesh, he's with us in the spirit. How you doing, sister, getting in that Buick? And I want to let you know that you are to be a Hebrew Israelite that the Bible speaks of. You got to come back to the law, statutes, commandments, and repent as a Hebrew Israelite. Because the Most High ain't playing no games no more, man. He's not playing games, man. But either you got to get down or sit down.
That's right.
And Brother Nas. At least come up and get a flyer, brother. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. Because it's the last day, bro.
That's right.
This is the last day. And we are here to tell you who you are according to the Bible, brother.
Right.
Right? You cannot find out where the term black is, Afro-American, or nigga is in the Bible, brother.
Right.
Right, so you have to understand in the last days that you'll be a Hebrew Israelite. So you got to come back to the law, statutes, commandments, and repent as a Hebrew Israelite. Not as Nas, man. Come on, man.
Madness.
Right, start at the top of that right there. Because they got to understand what this world done did to us.
And
Christianity have did this to us, man. Go ahead, King.
Starting at the top in the same book of Colossians 2 and 4. And this I say, lest any man shall beguile you with enticing words. For though I be absent in the flesh, yet am I with you in the spirit, joying and beholding your order, in the steadfastness of your faith in Christ,
The steadfastness of what?
in Mashiach.
Right? So you got to have the steadfastness of the Messiah, man.
That's right.
Right? You got to sit there and you got to go through what the Most High putting you through. But then you got to love it in the abundance of all things.
That's right.
Hey, sis. Hey, sis. And you got 2 seconds for the Most High God. Let me give you the scripture of the day.
That's right.
Come on, sis.
Come on, sis.
Hey, when you, so-called black, Latino, and Native Americans, you'll be the Hebrew Israelite that the Bible speaks of. You got to come back to the law, statutes, commandments, and repent as a Hebrew Israelite. Because if not, then the Most High going to put you and your daughter to death, man.
Right.
Right? He's not playing no more, man. He's not playing games with us, man. Right? Right? Because we got to get ourselves right, man. We got to come back to order. Go ahead, King.
As ye have therefore received a Mashiach Yahushua, the Lord, so walk ye in him.
Walk ye in what?
Walk ye in him.
Right? We got to walk in the way that the Messiah walked. Right? Because we all say we Christian. We all say we Christ-like. But if we're not walking like the Messiah,
Right.
how is we the Messiah, man? How do we live in this? Right? He said, be ye perfect as my Father in heaven is imperfect.
That's
Is
right.
perfect. How the heck we gonna be like the Father that's perfect and we walking imperfect, man?
Right.
Right? We at least gotta emulate the things he did if we even can't do them, man.
Right.
King.
Right? We keep reading, King?
Rooted and built up in him.
What he say?
Rooted and built up in him.
Right, brother, last lesson he just was talking about that.
Right.
You want to be that seed that's rooted in solid foundation, man.
right.
You want to be rooted in that good ground. You don't want to be rooted on the concrete, man. Right, where your roots, as soon as you heard the word, right, and then you walked away, right, the word didn't turn your soul, and then you got washed away in the tide, man. You don't want to be like seaweed, man. Right, keep reading, King.
Rooted and built up in him. Established in the faith.
Establishing what?
Established in the faith.
Go ahead.
As ye have been taught, abounding therein with thanksgiving.
With what?
In thanksgiving.
Right, because no matter what you go through, man, you got to be thankful for that thing, man. The Most High take your house, you got to say all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
Right, if the Most High take your daughter, you got to say Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
If the Most High take your wife, man, you got to say Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man.
That's right.
You can't sit there and be mocking and mourning and murmuring to the Most High.
Teach out.
Right? How you doing, brother? And how you doing, brother? Do you know who you are according to the Bible, King? Give me 2 seconds real quick, brother. I want to show you something real quick. Right? So according to the Bible, right? Do you know who you are? 'Cause who are you, King?
Judah, man.
You praise, that's what I'm talking about, brother. That's what I'm talking about, brother. Oh, praises, brother. This is a beautiful moment, man. So you know now that you know that there's some requirements that come with that, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Can you give me the book of you already know where I'm going?
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10, verse 12.
What up?
And now Israel.
And now who?
And now Israel.
We're talking to Judah.
And now Israel.
Hey, Judah, who are you?
Judah.
So you know you Israel, right?
The root of David, man.
Oh, praises, King. Well, watch what he say. Watch what he say.
And now Israel, what doeth the Lord thy God require of thee?
Right, because there's some requirements to be the best thing of all time, man. You're the greatest thing before sliced bread, man. The Most High sliced you out of his own documents, man. He pulled you out his own DNA. He constructed you with his own hand and blew the breath of life in you, man.
right.
Gave you the law, statutes, and commandments. Now we got to come back to our heritage, brother. Right, go ahead, King.
But to fear the Lord thy
To
God.
do what?
To fear the Lord thy God.
Right?
To walk in all his
To
ways.
walk in all his ways, right? And to do what?
And to love him.
And you know how to love him, right? How you know how to love him, King? How do you love the Most High God?
You get to stay steeped in the word.
And how do you but what part of the word do you definitely got to stay rooted in?
Well, it depends on what aspect you're talking about. Well, I don't know. You tell me.
All right, all praises, King. Hey, I love you, brother. Brother, I love your spirit, brother. Brother, bring that out, King.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 5, verse 3.
Bring it out.
For this is the love of God.
Right? Because we can't write him no letter, right?
Right.
We can't send him no balloons. Right? We can't call him up on the main line like they say at the Christian church and tell him what we want, right? But there is a certain way we can do this thing, though. Go ahead, King.
For this is the love of God. That we keep his commandments.
No, they've been done away.
That we keep his
There's
commandments.
only the great two.
That we keep his commandments.
Read.
And his commandments are not grievous.
Grievous just means hard. They not hard. Right? Because just like you said, oh, I know I'm Judah. Hey, brother, the Most High knows where our shortcomings is. So that's why he sent his son back to give us grace for the things we can't keep. But he knows in our spirit, when we are trying our hardest to keep him, that he'll give us that favor and that grace. Right? So that's how you love the Most High. Is to keep his commandments. Go back to it, King.
And to serve the Lord thy God.
And to do what?
And to serve the Lord thy God.
Right.
With all thy heart.
Right.
And with all thy soul.
Right.
To keep the commandments.
To do what?
To keep the commandments.
Right.
Of the Lord and his statutes, which I commanded thee this day.
Which I command
For thy good.
for thy good, right? And how do you serve the Most High God?
You put that show far away, man. You're supposed to be blowing that to you, man.
Right? So how do you serve the Most High God? How do you serve him, right? Because he's not down here, right? He's not down here in the flesh, right? So you can't go and you can't go like give him a house to stay in, right? You can't feed him food, right? You can't give him clothes. You can't go visit him, right? So how do you serve the Most High God, right? Right?
You asking or you?
Yeah, I'm asking.
No, just keep teaching. Keep teaching. I'm listening.
Right?
I'm a student right now. Go ahead.
Okay, come on, King. Right? Because it's a certain way that you serve the Most High. That's right. 25 and 35. I thought it was too. Right? It's a certain way that you serve him, right? Because the Most High has said it like, if my brother needs something, right? The same you do to your brother is what you do to the Most High. That's right. Right? Bring that on, King. This is how you serve it. I know I was there too, bro. I'm mad.
It's about Matthew chapter 24, verse 25, verse 34, 35.
Start 25.
25, 35?
25.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Start at verse. Oh, yep, you're right. Come on. Watch
For
this.
I was in hunger, and ye gave me meat.
Right, so when your brother needs something to eat, right, I don't tell him, like the Christian church, oh, I'm just going to pray for you. Right? What is prayer going to do for your stomach? Right? Keep going.
And I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink.
Right? If you're thirsty, brother, and I got a whole refrigerator full of juice, milk, and water, I'm like, oh, brother, I'm going to pray for you, right? No, I need to give you something to drink, right? Go ahead, King.
I was a stranger, and ye took me in.
And he was a what?
When I was a stranger, and ye took me in.
Right, so if I got a 3-bedroom house, right, and you're like, man, I need somewhere to stay, right? I'm like, man, I'm going to pray for you, brother. Hopefully your condition, you get a roof over your head, but I got plenty of room. No, if I know that you're in this truth and you walk in the way of the Most High, brother, I got to provide for you, right?
Right.
That's important.
Right? Watch what the Most High say.
Naked, and ye clothed me.
Go ahead.
I was sick, and ye visit me.
Right? And all them things go in the same nature. Keep going, King.
I was in prison, and ye came into me.
Right? Hey, and you was in prison, and that could be a twofold situation, right? Because you can also be in prison in sin.
That's right.
But you can be in prison in sin because you have a sin that you can't beat.
That's right.
Right? But that's when you need your brothers, right?
That's right.
That's when you got to surround yourself with brothers that's walking this walk.
Wait, come on.
Right? Brothers that got the things that you need, that you're looking for, the knowledge, the wisdom, and the understanding, right? Right?
Better.
Right? Come on, keep going, King.
Ye came into me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee in hunger, and fed thee, or thirsty, and gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger, and took thee in, or naked, and clothed thee? Or when saw we the sick, or in prison, and came into thee?
Right? Hey, and he asked some rhetorical question, right? He asked some rhetorical question. He like, when was it that you were naked? Or when was it when we saw you hungry and we took you in? Like, you're the Most High, right? So when was it ever that happened? Watch this.
And the king shall answer, saying to them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me.
You have done it to me, right? So he letting you know flat out, look, when you've done this to your brother or the least that's amongst you, then you've also done it to me, right? Go ahead.
Ye have done it unto me. Then shall he say also unto them, On the left hand depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire.
You what?
Ye cursed into everlasting fire.
Right? And because you're not going to make it. Because if you say you love God, but hate your brother, right? Then that's off, man.
That's right.
Right? Keep going.
prepared for the devil and his angels.
Prepare for who?
The devil and his angels.
Go ahead.
For I wasn't hungry, and ye gave me no meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me no drink.
Right?
I was a stranger, and you took me not in. Naked, and you clothed me not. Sick, and in prison, ye visit me not.
And these are the things that you did to the Most High when you didn't do it to your brother. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Then shall they also answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee in hunger, or athirst, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister unto you? Then shall ye answer him, saying, Verily I say unto you, and as much as ye did it not to one of the least of these, ye did it not to me. And this shall go away into the everlasting punishment, but the righteous unto life eternal.
Right? So, hey, that's letting you know, right? At the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, if you do that to Christ, right, you did it to him. I mean, if you do it to your brother, you did it to Christ. Right? Now watch this, what he said in 1 John.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 8.
Again, a new commandment. A what? A new commandment, right? Because the commandments ain't never went nowhere. The commandments, right from the beginning, the Most High God, he made the commandments, he made them in their entirety, because he don't change. Right? Let's see what he said.
I write unto you which thing is true in him and in you, because the darkness is past, and the true light now shineth.
Right? And the true light is the commandments, right? If we proceed in the Proverbs, right? 6:23, right? Give me that, Proverbs 6:23. Keep going.
Verse 9. He that saith he is in the light,
What did he say?
he that saith he is in the light and hateth his brother is in darkness, even until now.
Right? And we're gonna show you what that darkness is, right? Because that light is a certain thing. Every time you hear the Most High say, let there be light, or you're in the light, right? It's a certain thing that he's talking about. And it goes back to the whole thing that I've been telling you about the love. How do you love the Father? Right? Bring that out, 6:23.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 23. For the commandment is a lamp.
What did he say?
For the commandment is a lamp.
No, it's done away with.
For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproof and instruction are the way of life.
It's the way of life.
Very good.
A way of life. So the only way you can get life is if you keep them laws, statutes, and commandments, right? So keep going, King.
Verse 10. He that loveth his brother abideth in the light.
Don't remember light, brother.
He that loveth his brother abideth in the light.
I keep the commandments. He shouldn't have scuffed my Jordan.
He that loveth his brother abideth in the light, and there is none occasion of stumbling in him.
Right? So you love your brother, you abiding in that light. You keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. You ain't gonna stumble. Right? But a lot of our brothers wonder why we in the penal system. Right? Why do we go through the things we go through? Why do we stumble and fall and we have all these things that always happen in our lives? They don't realize that that's the judgment that the Most High are giving them because they transgress the law, statutes, and commandments. That you walk away and shrug your shoulder from the law that the Most High gave us. Right? You don't want your heritage. But we have to come back to our heritage. Keep reading.
Verse 11. But he that hated his brother,
I love my brother.
but he that hated his brother,
Shouldn't have scuffed my Jordan.
but he that hated his brother is in darkness, and walketh in darkness, and knoweth not whither he goeth.
No, I know where I'm going.
And knoweth not whither he goeth.
I got a Garmin and GPS.
And knoweth not whither he goeth, because that darkness has blinded his eyes.
So you blind. There's no way you gonna know where you're going. Right? We always bring that out in Proverbs. You know what I'm saying? The man goings of the Most High. Therefore, how can you know your own way?
That's right.
Right? Because if you not following the way of the Most High in its entirety, then you're blind. Because you're going after your own understanding.
That's right.
Right? So I know you said that you're Judah, right? And everything. So now we got to get into a few commandments. How many commandments do you know, brother?
Off part, I don't even know.
You know a couple of them. You can give me at least 3. I give you 3 that's not in the 10, and you give me 3 that's in the 10. How about that? That's a fair one?
Fair enough, dude.
All right, go ahead. Give me 3 of them, King.
I mean, don't have any other gods before me.
That's one.
Love thy neighbor as thyself.
There you go.
What's another one?
I know you got it.
Oh, I'm sure I got it. Just give me a second. Yeah, you go. Thou shalt
Right? That should not.
Oh, thou shalt not steal.
There you go.
There you go. All praises.
Oh,
There
cover
you
thy
go.
neighbor's wife.
There you go. I was about to say cover your all praises. All praises, right? So now we finna give you a few of them, right? Right? Go ahead, brother. Leviticus 11:7. I don't give me 4. Hey, all praises. He loved the Most High, man. Right? Leviticus, then Numbers 35. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 15, verse 37. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them, and do what? And bid them. No, give them a choice. And bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations. Right? So if you look around all the brothers up here, what is it at the end of the shirt that you see?
You got friends.
You see the fringes, right? So you already know about the fringes.
I know about it.
Hey, do you know where you can get some at?
Probably you guys.
You already know, brother. Hey, you already know. Hey, all day, that's the spirit bearing witness, right? So, hey, brother, get one of these flyers. Get one of them flyers, brother. Hey,
Yeah, I got one.
okay, all praises. Hey, give us a call, brother. You know what I'm saying? The second number mine, brother. Hey, you know what I'm saying? The brother, his rib makes them as well, but pretty much all of our ribs make friend shirts. So, you know what I'm saying, brother? In our ministries, we'll give you 2. You know, get you going, you know what I'm saying? And then after that, you know what I'm saying? But we want to see you on this side, brother. We want to see you coming out. We want to see you coming to camp, bro. You know what I'm saying? Then we want to see you coming to Bible class. You know what I'm saying? We got a classroom and everything, brother. So we want to see you coming out and sojourning with the brothers, man.
Right.
So I don't know if you know, but we got the Feast of Trumpets coming up.
I know this right now.
Yeah, it's actually next week. Next week, according to the count. But you know, everybody, you don't judge a man feast days.
Yeah, we're on the Feast of the Tabernacle right now, though.
Oh, yep. And some got it now. Ours is actually at the beginning of October.
So with that, it started
Yep, some people got it different.
this past Wednesday to this Wednesday.
Yep, some people do it different.
Tabernacle.
Yep, yep,
Yeah.
somebody do it different. Some people do it different. But it's all
Then like what, a week or so ago was blowing of the shofar.
okay.
Right.
All right. So you already just did yours.
I mean, I do my research, you know what I'm saying, you know. but-
Okay.
So I mean, I like studying, I like learning, but
Uh-huh.
I'm kind of myself, you know. I like to learn and build and meet and greet with others, but it's difficult for me to like join things, you know. I don't necessarily join
Right.
things, but
All right.
I like
And look, and I get it. I get it, right?
yeah.
But it's a term that I had, kind of, heard around the way, and I've adopted it too. It's called an individualite, right? And although I get it though, because a lot of our people were so used to being throughout the years of going through things through the world, we need the physician, right? But as the scriptures say though, in Zephaniah, it has a different tune about being an individualite,
Right.
right? Go ahead, King.
It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together.
No, I'm gonna stay by myself.
Gather yourselves together.
No, I love myself.
Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Oh, nation, because who's more not desirable than the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? So we have to gather ourselves together, right? Keep reading.
Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff,
As the day passed after what?
as the chaff.
And you know what the chaff is, right?
Chaff is separating the wheat from the chaff. Is that what
No, the chaff is when the Most High bring that judgment of fire.
Oh,
Yeah, so before the day of the fire, right? Go ahead.
Before the fierce anger of the Lord.
Before the what?
Before the fierce anger of the Lord. Come upon you.
Before the what?
Come upon you. Before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you. Before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you.
Right? Is that it?
The third.
Yeah, I definitely like the third one.
Seek ye the Lord.
Do what?
Seek ye the Lord.
Go ahead.
All ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness, it may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger.
God, right? Hey, and I'm gonna get your precept. Hey, watch this. Watch what he said right here in Malachi. This is the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 16. Then they that fear the Lord, right? And you know what the fear of the Lord is, right?
Well, you explain it in your terms.
All right, give me the book of Sirach, chapter 1 and verse. The book of Sirach, chapter 1 and verse.
Now that was what I would be interested in getting. You got
One and-
apocryphas?
Yeah, we
One
get
and
you
one
one,
and-
brother. Come on
1
out.
and 1, 1 and 11, 1 and 21.
Sirach, chapter 1 and verse
Now, I look at all that on the internet.
12, right?
Book of Sirach, chapter 1, verse 12. The fear of the Lord maketh a merry heart, and giveth joy, and gladness, and a long life.
And a what?
And a long life.
I give them to live long.
And a long life.
Right?
So and
Keep going.
Whoso feareth the Lord, it shall go well with him.
What he say?
Whoso feareth the Lord, it shall go well with him at the last, and he shall find favor in the day of his death.
you'll find favor, right? So that's the fear, man. You got to fear the Most High. Now go back to that Malachi, right? And then I'm going to let you pull your precept, King. Go ahead.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 3 and verse 16. Then they that fear the Lord spake often one to another.
Right? So first you got to start building that rapport of speaking, right? Because you're not going to hang around me until you know what I study, what I believe in, right? You're not going to just start coming around and then find out that, oh, I'm really an atheist, right? I really go everything against the scriptures. So first we're going to speak one to another to establish a relationship. You see what I'm saying? So the Most High said those that fear him, that want to have that well life, that want to have that long life, right? You're going to go first and do what?
Then they that fear the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened.
What did he do?
And the Lord hearkened.
He listened to you speaking one another to your brothers. Go ahead.
And heard it.
And did what?
And heard it.
Did what?
And a book of remembrance was written before him.
Right? Because how can I love you? How can I feed you? How can I give you a place to stay, give you water to drink and food to put on your back? And I'm not even speaking to you because I'm standing myself. Now it makes all these other scriptures null and void. You see what I'm saying? You have to, because the Most High is going to give everybody a family of members, a family to be around.
That's right.
See what I'm saying? That's what the whole camp thing is about. I know people have had a bad taste in their mouth about, you know, people or whatever. But at the end of the day, that's why the Most High let people run into people. You're going to find somebody that the Most High is going to show you that they do fear the Most High in his pure essence. Right. They believe in this word by word.
That's right.
They're not going to go against the Most High because they fear the word.
Teach her.
And when you get that family, then you're going to be around them. You're going to call them. You're going to want to be there with them all the time.
Right.
I ain't know none of these brothers a year ago,
That's
man.
right.
Right, but through this word, the Most High gave me this family, man.
Right.
And now I got all these mighty brothers, and I learn from all these brothers, man. I love these brothers, man. And now I can't do anything without them. See what I'm saying? And we would like you to be a part of our family.
That's right.
Go ahead, King.
And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord.
I don't fear the Lord.
That them that feared the
I ain't
Lord.
got to fear the Lord.
And him for them that feared the Lord, and that thought upon his name.
Right? Because we all think upon that name. That's what made you come on up here. You saw the Bibles. You saw us reading. You saw our zeal. You know we love the Most High.
Right.
You feel the Spirit, brother.
Right.
You said judo with authority.
That's right.
That's because I do my own study.
That's what I'm saying. And you knew the Spirit. You tried the Spirit by the Spirit. And thus, when you did that, you knew, brother. You knew what was going on up here.
I know what's going on.
All praises. Right? But I'm not done, though. We still got a couple more verses on that.
Huh? Verse 17. And they shall be mine.
They shall be what?
And they shall be mine.
We all want to be the Most Highs. We all study to show ourselves approved. 1 Timothy. We all do this work. Not for man, not for show, not for nothing. We do it for the will of the Most High, right?
right.
Let's go,
King.
Saith the Lord of hosts.
Say who?
Saith the Lord of
All
hosts.
them dudes with their mic.
Saith the Lord of hosts.
Go ahead.
And that day when I make up my Jews, and I will spare them.
No, I can be by myself. I'm going to spare my own self.
And I will spare them as a man spare his own son.
Does he do what?
As a man that spared his own son that serveth him.
See, and we all serve him. And this is all going back on the precepts, right? We got to love our brother. We got to show our brother the things in the scriptures, right? We got to feed our brother. We got to house our brothers. We got to love our brother. We can't have no ill feel towards our brothers. We coming into our heritage, man. If we come into our heritage, that's not going to happen. We're not going to do things that's going to hurt our brothers.
That's right.
Disrespect our brothers, right? But we see it more times than many, man.
That's right.
Right? We're not going to give our brothers poison, man. Right? Keep reading. We got one more verse.
Verse 18. Then shall ye return.
What he say?
Then ye shall return.
Right? Because if we stand by ourselves, brother, we ain't return to the full will of the Most High. Right? Because some things that I don't know on my own, I have to call my brothers. Right? I can call this brother on certain precepts. I can call that brother on certain precepts. I can call this brother on certain precepts. I can call that brother on certain precepts. And when I get real home, my mind go, I'm going to be able to call a young brother up on certain precepts. You see what I'm saying? Because we have to be around each other. That's how he did it. There's things Daniel knew Isaiah didn't know. Things Daniel and Isaiah didn't know that Jeremiah knew.
Wake him up,
Right? Things them three didn't know that Zechariah knew. But we got to understand that we need everybody. We're all the same body. But we have differences in offices, brother. Right? Go ahead, King.
Then shall ye return and discern between the righteous.
what?
Discern between the righteous.
Why did he come up here and talk to us?
And discern between the righteous.
That's why you came up here, brother, because you discern between the righteous. You knew what the words of the Bible said. You looked up there, you turned your eye, your spiritual eye, you looked at us and you said, hey, these brothers might be halfway righteous.
That's right.
Let me go up here and check the temperature of the water.
Right.
You put that pinky toe in there,
Right.
and you said the Most High dwelling up there.
That's right.
You discern between the righteous. Go ahead, King. And the wicked. And the what? And the wicked. No, he said that he saw the fringes and knew that we was not what? And the wicked.
Between him that showeth God and him that showeth him not.
That severeth.
Slaki. Service, Slaki. Between him that serveth God and him that serveth him not.
Right? And you knew that we served the Most High, right? Go ahead and let the brother pull his speech.
Brother, this is Hebrews chapter 10, verse 24. It says, let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works. And we know that love is the commandments, right? We hold each other responsible, right? That's 1 John 5 and 3, right? Well, and the way you do that is by keep teaching them the commandments, right? It says, and let us consider one another to provoke unto love and unto good works, not forsaking the assembling
Not to do what?
Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another.
But doing what?
But exhorting one another.
Because when you start to grow, brother, and we see that growth that the Most High is giving you, we're going to exhort you, brother. We're going to be like, brother, I see you doing the will of the Most High increasing you. All praises and glory to the Most High, man. Right? We're going to give that glory to him because we see that the Most High is working in your life. Like we saw you when you came over and you said you were Judy. You see how happy we got, brother? We love our people when they're doing what the will of the Most High is.
Right.
Right? Go ahead.
And this is a very important part here, Ken. It said, and so much the more as ye see the day approaching.
As you do what?
As ye see the day approaching.
Go ahead.
That's basically what I
God. And as we see the day approaching, right? As the chaff, like the brother was reading just a second ago. As we see the day approaching. But brother, the reason why we got exuberant when you walked up was because of this right here.
It said 3 John 9, verse 9.
3.
This is book of 3 John chapter 1 and verse 3.
See that? Hey, you see how the young brother like, no, it's 3. Hey, all praises, brother. That's why you got to have your brothers with you. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, King.
For I rejoice greatly.
What do we do?
For I rejoice greatly.
What do we do when he said he was Judah?
For I rejoice greatly when the brethren came and testified of the truth.
Of the what?
Of the truth.
Of itself.
Of the truth that is in thee, even as thou walkest in the truth.
Brother, hey, that's why we got happy, brother. We saw you come up here, you was like, brother, I know I'm Judah. We knew you was walking in the truth, brother. Right? So now it's just time for you to go ahead and get you, the rest of the stuff. Like we said, get you the fringes, brother. Give us a call, brother. You know what I'm saying? Gather yourself together a little bit. Give us a call if you can. You know what I'm saying? We either do it over the phone or you can come over, brother, however it may be. Brother, and we start building you up, brother.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I couldn't even.
You know what I'm saying? And you can be around your brother, man.
That's why I ain't come on.
Give us a call, brother. We love you, brother. We love you, right? Right? So you live around this area, brother? You live around this area? You live, all praises, King. Look at him. You live around this area? Okay. Yeah, because I live around the area myself too, man. So I'm just gonna let you know I'm that second number on that card, brother. You can call me anytime I work first shift, brother. So you can call me anytime, brother. Right? Right, anytime, brother. And usually we hear every other Shabbat. Because we try to go, we do the work, we travel around.
Right.
We go to Burlington as well.
Right.
But this week and I think next week we'll be back here as well, because actually is our trumpets.
Right.
So our trumpets is next week, so we'll actually be here again next Shabbat. Usually we try to be here Most High willing at 4 p.m.
Right.
Right, and do the word. Brother, you feel more free, man, if you want to come over and do the word, hear the word, brother.
All praises.
We'll be here, man, Most High willing.
Oh, I love it.
Hey, all praises, man.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm not against that, but like, you know, the only thing for me is, at this point in time, I'm where I am on my walk. You know what I mean? And so I'm open to listening, learning, and being, you know, shared and things like that. But I don't make decisions that way. You know, it's just I'm not saying no to anything, but I love sharing.
No, God.
Be back. I'll visit. You know, and I appreciate you guys. Appreciate the energy. I mean, I was doing my afternoon walk when I saw you, so
Definitely,
I know
brother.
what it is. So I can't
Definitely. All praises, brother. Hey, all praise. How long you been in the truth, brother?
Man, I mean, the way you guys are, I mean, I wouldn't say I am, but
No, you in the truth, because knowing the truth is different. You know what I'm saying?
but in my way, I've been. This is two things that I do: is I physically train and I mentally, spiritually train. That's all I do. So I mean, I study, read, listen every day.
All
I mean,
praises.
so for a long time. But
All praises,
the thing
brother.
is, and this is why I say I do my thing, because I don't want to be a being that brings a different vibration to somebody else's thing. If you got a thing and it's working, you know what I mean, and I can build and I can connect with you,
That's-
and share
that's-
things, that's important to me. However, because I have done the walk that I do and I do the study that I do, I wouldn't want to say bring something that's perceptibly poisonous to what you would perceive. You see what I'm saying? And not saying that you wouldn't be strong enough to say, okay, that's not what our personal doctrine, so we would be able to be stronger than that. But what I know is every type of organization, when it comes into its inception, it has a very powerful and righteous intent. Normally, most things aren't even necessarily established after the person who embodied that particular truth. And then other entities establish that after that being. And then it might be established in the most righteousness. However, as the thing goes on, almost everything at some point in time is either falling off or degraded or infiltrated. You know what I'm saying? And so then that means there's fragments. You're not the only camp. There's lots of camps. No, I'm saying like,
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
not breaking you down. I'm just saying there's lots of camps, and even every camp doesn't necessarily agree with the other camps. And then you say the thing, you take all the different churches. There's 1,000 different denominations. Islam has more than one denomination. So everything gets broken at some point.
Yeah.
So, but the truth is always still one.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I like sharing with people and just getting the vibes. But it's once again a little difficult for me to just say, okay, this is the body that, I, go and inseminate myself into.
Okay,
But because that's with that being said, so I'm just saying, because you learn here, you learn there, and then you don't get confused. Because see, some people get confused. Not everybody gets confused.
Yeah, definitely.
But however, with that being said,
Hey, look,
Okay,
so this is what I want to tell you.
Go ahead.
Okay, like for instance, this brother over here,
facts.
right? He's not a part of our camp.
Okay,
You
facts.
see what I'm saying?
Facts.
But he's not a part of anybody's camp.
Facts.
But because the Bible said gather yourself together,
Right.
he come out, he does the work,
Right.
right? And he goes home.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm telling you, brother. We're not telling you to come and join the camp, brother. What I'm telling you is you're going against the Bible when you stand to yourself. Because there's certain times that it's actually a commandment that like when we do high holy days, feast days, the Bible says they're holy convocations.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? What is a holy convocation?
Well, you define that.
A holy convocation is a set apart gathering.
Okay, fair enough.
See what I'm saying? So we're not telling you that you have to come and join. That's not the message I'm telling you, brother. That's what we're different than a lot of camps.
Right.
We don't give a damn about the numbers, brother. We want brothers to come and just to join. People that are not going to be a virus. You see what I'm saying? Like you saying.
Right.
Because one thing about us is we believe in the Bible in its entirety.
Right.
We don't believe in nothing extra. We don't damn add nothing in. We don't take nothing out. We eat the whole roll according to Revelations 10 and 10, brother.
Right. Okay,
right?
but let me put this one to you. Like, for example, some camps don't like the Book of Enoch. Some accept the Book of Enoch. What do y'all feel? What's your feelings on that?
We don't mess with it.
You don't mess
We don't mess with it. We just mess with the 66 and then we mess with the Apocrypha.
That's right. Okay, fair enough.
Right? We just deal with that because we know that that's enough to get you in.
It is.
Because when you start looking at Enoch, there's some things that's kind of conical, but then there's some things you can tell that are fairy tale, and if it got inconsistencies, it ain't thus said the Most High.
Esau got his hands on it. You know
So-
what I mean?
Oh, facts. But see, this is where it starts to bring in when you bring in the whole history, because initially there was 777 books. So that means they took out 711 to get to 66. You know what I'm saying? But either way, the 66 is powerful.
Yeah, give me
enough,
his
and the
Ecclesiastes
yeah.
7 and go ahead.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah, 7 and 4. 7 and 4.
But see, that would be an example of where, like I say, there could be
Give me up.
discrepancies on something. If you can't
Also get
pull the usefulness and see
you
where
down with
it's,
that though. Cause is you all right with getting fringes, brother?
am I all right with
Yeah.
getting fringes?
At least reach out to us and get your fringes.
Okay, facts on that. I mean, I'm not against getting fringes. However, once again, when I would say that, I think that's really powerful. And if you can be in the position where you have them and everything, that's powerful. However, oh man, I don't know. I'm not good enough remembering exact scriptures and say this book, that page, that verse,
No,
and everything.
and the only reason why I'm saying that though is because if you subscribe to God's whole word, and that's actually a commandment. Like it literally says Lord in all caps. And when you see that, if you went to a Paleo Hebrew, which is the original Bible, that would mean Yahweh, which is his name. So if he said that out of his own mouth, that you have to wear them throughout your generations, then if you're doing that, then can you give me the book of Romans chapter? Yeah, you have 13 and 1. Come.
Book of Romans chapter 13 verse 1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher power.
Right, so he's saying let every soul be subject to the Most High God's ordinances, his laws, his statutes, and his commandments. Right, that's the higher power. Right, keep reading.
For there is no power but of God.
There's what?
For there is no power but of God.
Right, so no matter what you say, that we was carried into captivity because somebody came and got another nation came and got. No, the Most High did that. Right. If a baby got killed, the Most High did that.
Right.
It wasn't nobody accidental. No, the Most High did that.
That's right.
Right? So he is the subject of the higher power. Keep going.
The powers that be are ordained of God.
What did he say?
The powers that be are ordained of God.
Go ahead.
Whosoever therefore resisteth the power.
What did he say?
Whosoever therefore resisteth the power.
Right, so if you go against what the Most High ordained to be the thing that you have to do, right? Because he said that we got to keep the commandments. We didn't have a choice, right? So if he made something to be a commandment, right, is that a choice or an option? So if I tell you, if I was your parent and I said, look, before you go to bed, I want you to clean up the kitchen, the dishes, sweep the floor, and mop. Am I giving you an option, or am I telling you as a parent what I want, my expectations of what I want you to do before you go to bed? Right? So God gave us the law, statutes, and commandment because he chose us out of all the nations. You know that. So what he's telling you is, now that we've established that, now he gave us commandments that he didn't give us an option to do.
So let me ask you this: What is your thought? See, some.
What ain't my thought? It's not my thought.
Okay, that's not what
Okay. No, I'm just saying. I just want to establish it so we're walking together. It's not my thought. It's what the Most High says.
No. Let me reiterate. What is your perception on the stance of Gentile nations? Some camps say none can make it. Some say that Gentiles, if they atone, can make it. And then in Revelations, there's a scripture in there that says, obviously, we're there, but then the other nations are there too as well. What is your take on that?
So, me and the brother was just talking about this on the way over here, right?
Yeah.
So, basically what's going to happen, give me Revelations chapter 13, verse 9. I just show you it easy, because this is just the easiest way with one quick scripture, right? Because have we or have we not been in captivity under all nations, right?
But here's my thing.
I mean, I just, yes or no?
No, go ahead.
Yes or no? Have we been in captivity under all the nations? Okay, so do you know Whatever a man soweth, he'll reap, right?
Well, this is true.
Right? So, okay, so then this is a future prophecy that the Most High said it. Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 9.
Go ahead.
If any man have an ear, let him hear.
Right? And you know, we all know that he said, if you have the understanding to be able to understand what he's saying, go ahead.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Right?
He that killeth with the sword
Right.
must be killed with the sword.
No, maybe.
Must be killed with the
It's a
sword.
probability.
Must be killed with the sword.
It's going to happen, brother. Just like he said that you got to wear your fringes or you're going to get killed. Like if you don't keep the commandments, you're going to get put to death. Right? You must be killed with the sword. So all the nations that have killed us, raped, robbed, pillaged, and murdered us, everything that they sold, they're going to get it back tenfold. That's what the Revelations 18 talk about. The cup that they have filled, I'm going to fill to them double. Right? You know what I'm saying? You know that scripture? You know that scripture in Revelation? Hey, give me Revelations 18. Start at verse, I want to say it's like at verse 6. Right? Because at the end of the day, he said, him that killed with the sword shall be killed with the sword. Him that took into captivity will be taken into captivity, right? So it's basically the same concept of whatever you sow, you will reap.
So how do you reconcile
Right.
that with the so-called Jesus turning the other cheek thing?
Wow, start at verse 5.
What's your take on that?
Right? And watch this, watch this.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 5. For her sins have reached unto heaven.
Right? And he's talking about all the other nations of what they've done to us. Their sins have reached all the way to heaven. Go ahead.
And God has remembered his iniquities.
What? He did what?
And God will remember her iniquities.
Right? The Most High have remembered Babylon the Great, the whore's iniquities, right? Of course, right? Go ahead.
Reward her even as she rewarded you.
Right? Go ahead.
And double unto her double.
How much?
Double unto her double.
So he said, whatever that the other nations have done unto Israel, right? He's going to reward unto them double. Go ahead.
According to her works.
According to her what?
According to her works.
According to all that they've done to the Israelites, right? He's going to do that according to their works, right? Whatever a man sow, he shall reap.
And the cup which she has filled to her double.
How much?
She has filled to her double.
Right? So that should be your answer to the Gentiles, right? But go ahead.
This is Romans 9, and I'm going to go to 15. For he says unto Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that showeth mercy. For the scripture says unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee.
That he will do what?
I might show my power in thee.
So he only letting America and all these other nations do what they do so he can show his magnificent power. Just like after he conquered Egypt, his name reigned throughout a long period of time. But the problem is that the nations don't remember Egypt anymore because it's been so long ago. So he's allowing this to build up so that when that cup run over, he's going to do this. Go ahead, King.
And that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
That is what?
That my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
Go ahead.
Therefore, have he mercy on whom he will have mercy.
Right.
And whom he will, he hardeneth. Thou wilt say then unto me, why dost thou not yet find fault? For who have resisted his will?
What did he say?
But for who have resisted his will?
That goes back to what he just brought out, brother, in Romans.
That's right.
Right there back in Romans, man, 13. Who has resisted the will? If you resist what the Most High have deemed it has to happen, brother, you're going to be the one that he's going to not have mercy on. Go ahead, King.
Khan. Salakia. Oh, Khan. It says, thou wilt say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who have resisted his will? Nay, but, O man, who art thou that repliest against God?
What did he say?
Who art thou that repliest against God?
So that's one of them things. Well, why do all the other nations don't get in? Why is it that we have to keep that commandment and not that one? Why is it? But it's like, but you're replying against the Most High. You're not replying against me. You're not replying against some of us, right? Because we don't have a word. We're speaking the Most High when we magnify the name of the Most High. That's why when I told you we don't have a doctrine. We literally, our family, we go by the scriptures.
That's right.
And if somebody try to go anything contrary, we will cut them. Because we don't teach that way. Go ahead, King.
Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, Why hast thou made me thus? Have not the potter power over the clay?
What did he just say?
Have not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor?
So he's saying God made every man, right, out of the clay of the earth. Right, so he made one of them for the day of wrath, fitted for the day of destruction.
That's right.
Some of them may be made to be servants. Some of them may be made to be handmaids.
That's right.
Some of them may be made just to rub our feet.
Teach Hot.
But then he made one that stands glorious above all.
Right, King.
And that's us, brother. Go ahead, King.
It says, what if God, willing to show his wrath,
Makes the willing to do what?
willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, and this is important, endured with much long suffering.
Much long what?
Much long suffering.
And that's us, brother. We've been going on forever, man.
That's right.
Right, he delivered us from Egypt, and then we was in the wilderness for 40 years.
That's right.
We're murmuring and complaining.
That's right.
You got Moses who led them and got the commandments, doing things against the Most High. Well, he didn't even make the promised land.
Teach Hot.
But yet he led us out of Egypt.
That's right.
One of the mightiest men, have some of the mightiest accounts, and didn't even make the promised land, brother.
Come up, Hot.
Because he went against the ordinance of the Most High. You don't understand what's going on, man.
Come up, Hot.
Don't be Moses, brother. Don't go instead of saying, look at the power of the Most High, I'm going to split this rock and give you water, and saying, oh, well, I got to do everything for y'all. Now you put yourself over the Most High.
Teach Hot.
Don't be Moses, brother. Go ahead, King.
It says, endure with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction, and that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, which he had afore prepared unto glory.
He said, afford what?
Prepared unto glory.
So he made a nation of people that was going to get glory in the end. He made a nation of people that was going to get shame in the end, brother. Right? Go ahead, King. This is the book of Esther, chapter 10, verse 10. Therefore has he made two lots. It's one lot. Had made two lots. The Gentiles, and that's it. Had made two lots. Brother, he made two lots, brother. Right? You got a precept right now? Oh, that great precept, brother. Go ahead. One for the people of God. What did he say? One for the people of God. We're all the people of God. For the people of God.
Right.
One for the people of God, and the other for all the Gentiles.
For all the what?
For all the Gentiles. Right, brother? And all the Gentiles will also be the 2/3, brother. Do you know about the 2/3 in Zephaniah that are going to get killed? Or Zechariah that's going to get killed?
Yeah, I've heard of that. I've heard of it.
Have you heard of it? Have you heard it from the scriptures?
Clarify.
All right, bring it out, brother. Right, and then we're going to go back to that precept, right?
I got, you said something, you was about to say something
Zechariah, I
about
think
the
it's
turning of the cheek,
you already know.
right? What about
Yep.
Jesus saying turning of the cheek? I'm gonna give you this real quick because this is important right here about to bring out. But it says, when he said turn the other cheek, he's talking about amongst our own people. You understand? This is law that we're supposed to forgive one another, right? But I'm gonna give you Sirach 28, and I'm gonna start at 1. He that revenges shall find vengeance from the Lord, and he will surely keep his sins in remembrance. Forgive thy neighbor the hurt that he hath done unto thee, so shall thy sins also be forgiven when thou prayest. Okay, so your neighbor is who?
So you're talking about just your brother.
In your own nation, right? The people of your nation, right?
And that's actually Leviticus 19. It said, don't avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of your people. You understand?
Right? So watch this. Bring this out. This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 13, verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord.
Say who?
Saith the Lord.
Say the crazy people.
Saith the Lord.
Go ahead.
2 parts therein shall be cut off and die.
And do what?
And die. Right? So that's also part of the Gentiles, right? Because the people in America that don't know that they're Israelites, those would be Gentiles, brother. A Gentile is a person that don't know their original heritage, their original nationality, their original race, right? Because all the way up to a certain point, your race was determined from the nation that you were from, not by a skin tone or any of those crazy whacked out things. Right? So now that you know you're Israel, you're no longer a Gentile.
That's right.
But like that sister walking in the store right now, she's a Gentile. Because she thinks she's an American. when she's actually an Israelite.
That's right.
Right? Go ahead.
Wait. Don't distinguish between the land and the corporation.
Right.
Because even you got Gad on yours.
Right.
You're sure that's Native American.
But Gad is actually one of the seed lines of Joseph. I mean of Jacob.
Yeah, but what I'm saying.
So Gad is just his son's name.
No, I understand. But what I'm saying is, America as the land mass
Right.
is different than the United States corporation.
Give me Psalms 48
That's
and 11.
different. So
Right?
when people say they're Americans, they don't even understand what that
They
is.
don't understand.
Yeah,
Right?
So don't, that's all.
Psalms of 48:11. Now finish that one over there. Right? Watch this. This is the book of Esther, chapter 10, verse 10. Therefore, had he made 2 lots, one for the people of God and the other for all the Gentiles. And these 2 lots came at the hour and time and the day of judgment. And the day of judgment. Right. So these times came at the day of judgment, right?
Right.
Right? Because there's certain Gentiles, they don't get salvation, brother.
Right.
Right?
Well, that's facts. I get that.
Right?
I understand.
Because who gets salvation?
Well, you're saying just the Israelites? But only the 1/3 then.
Only the 1/3.
Right. Then
Right? Go ahead, King.
Before God among all the nations. And so God remembered his people.
He did what?
So God remembered his people.
He remember all people.
So God remembered his people and justified his inheritance.
His what?
And his inheritance.
Go ahead.
Verse 13.
That's it, God. Right? So he remembered his inheritance, right? And far as what you're saying with the landmass, bring that out, King.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 48 and 11.
No.
Let Mount Zion rejoice.
No, that ain't it. Is it 49:11? 49:11. Yup, Khan. Shalaki.
Psalms chapter 49 and 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever,
Right?
and their dwelling places to all generations.
Right?
They call their land.
They do what?
They call their land.
What did America do?
They call their land.
What did Africa do?
They call their land.
What did Scotland do?
They call their land
After what?
after their own name.
Right? And he just letting you know that all these different nations that go and conquer these places call these lands after their names. So like you said, people naming their ethnicity based on these names of lands is all wrong.
That's right.
Because African American came from 2 Europeans. Cornelius Scipio Africanus, which is a general in Rome, and Amerigo Vespucci, which is an Italian map
But
maker.
that's not exactly true, though.
That is true. So you're saying that Cornelius Scipio Africanus was not a general in Rome?
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, okay, let me just ask you. And Amerigo Vespucci was an Italian map maker?
That's not. That's true too.
Okay, I'm just making sure we're walking in agreement. That's all I'm doing. But go ahead.
But there's a discrepancy. People think that the name of the land is named after them. Actually, they took on the name after the land after the conquest.
After the conquest?
Yeah.
All praises.
So that's got to be cleared up. They didn't name the land. They just happened to conquer it and they took on the name as a title for them.
But before they actually did that, though, it was Ham. It was Ham, the nation of Ham.
Well, absolutely.
The land of
this
Ham.
land in
Yeah, this land was
This land-
Turtle Island or something crazy.
It was Auschwitz.
But in the Bible, it was Auschwitz.
Yeah,
But you know, man make it whatever they want to make it.
This land in Africa are actually sharing the coast. It was one place.
It's not farther than what they
What you
predicted.
said-
It's not. It's
So
not
you
as far
believe in
away.
what the math scientist said, and it was on.
No.
And what does he say?
No.
Pangeo. So you think that this is all Pangeo?
No.
Oh, okay. I just had to make. I was just trying to walk with you. I'm walking with you.
There's variations, some,
Right.
There's partial truths and this and that, but it's an actual fact that the coastlines and the minerals on this coastline of the East Coast and that West Coast actually have the same.
But you
makeup.
don't think that our marvelous God could have just did that because that was in His will?
Oh, you can do that too.
Okay, I'm just asking because I literally go by the whole Bible, and if I don't see something on the Bible, I'm not gonna allow man to tell me something, and then I'm gonna add it in to me because to me it has to have the biblical facts. What I do is I line up biblical prophecy with the historical data, and that's where I get my facts from. I'm not gonna just take something that somebody